Everybody, and welcome back to another dev demo. Now this one isn't for Minecraft, well, not per se for Minecraft. It does actually affect the modding and what I do. It's the whole reason I've kind of started working on this little application, is that very often when I'm working on things, I forget to upload the code, and then I get reminded by dmods sometime later that one of the repositories has failed to compile because I missed something like the API or the mod system or something like that. So I created this little app, and the goal is to build a tray application that will automatically scan my repositories every, let's say, 20 minutes or so, and notify me that there's repositories that still need to be synced. That way then I can open up Gitkraken over here, or some other tool, because, well, the reality is I'm probably going to replace Gitkraken with something else. Then I can just sync the code, and I know it needs to be synced, etc. Now this has a tray icon, you can see down here. Really simple. I borrowed an icon from the web somewhere. I'm probably going to build some custom icons. There's probably going to be 4 icons. There's going to be an icon when it tells you when it's syncing code, or when it's scanning things. There'll be an icon that will be green that says everything is good. An icon that is red when you've deactivated it or there's something critically wrong. And then there'll be a yellow one that simply says, hey, you've got code to sync. And then it'll have a little number down here similar to, say, like a Discord notification thing and stuff. It'll probably also pop up a notification over here going, hey, you've got 20 unsynced repositories, or you have 10 repositories that need to have code pulled down. Anyways, ignoring that part and getting to the application itself, nothing really impressive. This is actually not what the GUI is going to end up looking like. I went ahead and created a prototype that I could utilize right now. So I can set the target folder, which right now I've got set to my 1.7 folder. I have a lot of folders, so the application, when it's finally done, probably will have like a file menu over here where you can go file, add folder, and then you can link a ton of folders, and it'll be similar to like how this is, where you got tons of folders over here. It'll probably have a couple tabs too. It'll probably have a help tab, it'll probably have a something, etc., etc. But you can click load. It does take about 4 seconds for it to scan. This is where I'm probably going to end up using either 1 or 2 threads. Probably end up using a couple threads and just leave them on idle to scan folders, as it does take a while. And the main thing is just waiting for IO access, just waiting for it to return, like, hey, it had what's in this folder, what's in that folder, and so on. It will scan 10 folders deep. That's probably the reason why it takes so long, is that some of these folders have got a lot of subfolders in it. I'm going to work on tweaking and customizing it to reduce that time. The goal is to get it down to about a second for a large folder set. But you see, it went ahead and it's found about 20 repositories that I have not synced. It has actually found all of the repositories. Now there's a little check mark up here where I can click, and it will actually go through and pretty much find everything. You see the list has got a lot larger. I don't know why it's doing null right here. It's something probably broke at some point. I probably hit load again and it'll fix. No, not fixing. Not too big of a deal. The ideal though, when I do get the final GUI done, is that we'll probably do like a grid system. There'll be probably 4 repositories displayed next to each other, then going down a grid. That way, for people who have normal size repository lists, not somebody like me who has, look at that list is huge. And that's my 1.7 folder. I got a folder per Minecraft version, and then I've got folders dedicated just to working on Unity projects, Unreal projects, applications, client work, everything. So I think you end up with like 100, 200 repositories if I actually get this working. But for a normal person, 16 maybe. So a little grid with a 4x4 would work really, really well. And that would show up, and if you minimize it, it would sit down here in the tray, and if you double click, it would open back up. You can also hit show down here, and you can also hit close down here. It'll actually ask you if you want to close. It does save and load settings. Right now there is no settings. By the way, that close tray actually works on both of the systems. It will ask you the same prompt, yes or no. When you click yes, it will actually save your settings. It will also auto-save settings when I eventually get done with it. The settings that'll probably be in here is like what folders to scan. Do you want the tray icon to work? Do you want it to auto close when you hit the X button? Do you want it to minimize to tray or stay open, etc., etc. There's a lot of little tweaking settings I'll do. There will also be settings per repository. So you know how it says null right there? It should actually say the file name right there, so it should say abstraction test. And what you'll be able to do with repository settings is actually start naming your stuff, grouping them, so you can have all your repositories grouped up. So if you have like a ton of repositories that belong to one project, you can group them so they all show up in the same area. One of the things that I'm also planning on doing is you can double click these icons and actually open up a sync system very similar to Gitkraken. So you could actually use this as a Git tool, but that's not what its main goal is going to be. This is literally just going to be used for tracking things. So you won't have a lot of advanced features. I'm probably literally going to do a push, pull, and commit button, and then you can also then do something like this, like stage and unstage files. I'm not going to do branching, not going to do stashing, probably not going to give you an undo redo button, probably not even going to give you an advanced push and pull. I'll give you a button that you can click that will open up a CMD that lets you then do all the advanced stuff, but this is not designed for advanced things. It's meant to be stupidly simplistic and just to keep me on track so I don't forget to sync things. Because if we click changes and we click load, you can actually tell that I have a ton of these. I don't understand why that actually works in one direction but not the other. I probably forgot to sync some code there. Which is the whole point of this project in the first place is, yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys later, and this has been a demo of this. I plan to make a few more applications like this to help out developers like me do things. I'm not going to charge anything for them. It'll probably be thrown up on my website for free, and yeah. I might make another version of this. There's actually one of the things I actually want to do, and this is what originally sparked this idea, is I want to do something like they have like the Cloud app here and the Twitter app, where you have an actual widget that would notify you of these changes. So like I have over here my mail, it says, okay, you have here's your mail, here's how many mails you got. Something like that would be really, really cool to put up here and go, hey, there are 20 changes to your GitHub repositories. Do you want to check them out now? And you click the button and you can check out all your stuff. Or see an active feed, or even get an issue ticket feed. An issue ticket feed would be amazing, because even though I get emailed with issue tickets, I forget to read them sometimes, and I know some of you get frustrated with me that I can go weeks without responding. There's two things that end up happening with that. A, I read it via email and I don't respond, or B, somehow it got sent to my spam, which has happened a couple times, which is weird considering I've never marked my GitHub stuff as spam, but it happens. Anyway, see you guys later.